Expressing with responsibility means this is the highest way. If a person is vibrating at 80 to 100, then this is what comes. Means what? Okay? It means if you see the chart, how many of us get disturbed in a day? We all get. Okay. Now, do you like to shout? Yes or no? No, we don't like to shout. There is no better way I have found as far as communication goes. First part kya hai? I get upset. When you told I got upset, you are communicating. Second is, I got upset, I shouted, and you say, when I shouted, you may have got upset. ये तो दो common things है within the world. This third one is not as a rare phenomena. It's not a common one. What it is, I'm angry. I don't want to shout. So what do?
Accept.
See, you are in an organization, you are in a business. Someone is, upsetting you. You don't want to shout, but you want other the business will fall flat. Organization will flat. I want you to listen to me. If you don't listen to me, I can't run this organization. Are you getting the point? But you are not listening to me and I am getting angry. And I don't want to shout. Now what? So you have to express with responsibility. So you say, okay, first you declare to your brain that I am not going to shout. That means I am not going to react. That first declaration to your brain is whether it is with your spouse or your child or your team member or whosoever. Okay? First you declare, I don't want to shout and I am not going to shout. You have declared it? Yes or no? Yes. So now the brain knows that he doesn't want to shout. But then what? Anger though is there under. Yes or no? Frustration, disturbance, irritation, anger is there. You can only say is why the brain will listen to you that this person doesn't want to shout. Why it will listen? It will listen only if there is one context of from where you are operating. What is the context? I am responsible. I have created this situation. If this understanding is not there, you will not be able to apply this third one. But if this understanding, intellectual understanding is there, you can apply and you can say, I am responsible, I created it, so how can I shout? If you are the problem, I can shout at you. If government is a problem, I can shout. If my child is a problem, I can shout. If I am the problem, how I can shout? If I have only created, how I can shout? If I am only responsible, how I can shout? Are you getting the point? When you take total responsibility, you can't blame anyone. So brain understands only if you live with responsibility. And once you live that, the brain says he is responsible. Your automatically brain will support you not to shout. But at the same time, I want her to listen to me, no? I also want to put the bed properly and all those things which you shared earlier. I also want to want her to eat on time. I also want her to respect parents. I also want her to clean up. I also want her not to have gadgets. I also want her to act out of kindness. I also want her to study. I don't want her to study, sorry. That's not me. But I also want her to be honest. I also want her to be talking eye to eye, or to eat food on time, or not to yell, or make her bed, or avoid TV. I also want whatever all you want, right or no? So what to do? We create a system where they can follow. We suggest to them that this is what, then we give the pros and cons. If you do this, this happens. If you do this, this happens. Now the choice is yours. But we don't give this choice to the child. Now in an organization, see, there are two things. In the house with a child, you can definitely give the choice. But when in an organization, you have to, what you say is, if you were in my place, what would you do?
Making them.
If you were in my place, what would you do? You don't come on time, suppose. You don't come on time. With child in a factory, you don't come on time. I have to run the factory. Okay? So I said, if you were in my place, what would you do? So I'm saying, in short, You don't take people's karma. You put the ball in their court. You don't, we are running a Gurukul. There are so many children who do things which are not as per the Gurukul rules. So what do we say? If you were in my place, what would you do? You put the question to them. If you were in my place, what would you do? Then they will say this. We say, okay, do it. Can you run the school? Do it. Or if you do this again, next one, if you do this again, what should we do? Suppose they hit someone. You call the poor children, you hit. Okay, it's not acceptable, right? Hitting is not acceptable. So what would you do? So we say, if you were in my place, what would you do if someone hits? Then they'll say, we will tell them sorry. Okay. Second time, if they will say sorry, it's over. Okay. Second time, what to do? So basically, I never take the karma. Are you getting the point? I put the ball in their court. And I ask them, what should we do? And if you give the choice to your child this way, he or she will turn around dramatically, mostly according to you, many times not. But I would say 80-20 you will have. 80% you will have it your way, 20% they may not because of lot of old baggage which we have created.